Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The Saturday DRFBets race of the day is the Grade 1 Diana Stakes from beautiful Saratoga. It is for fillies and mares on the turf. DRFBets excited to offer the Weekend Warrior Bonus Series. Here's how it works. DRFBets members must wager $25 on one horse to win in race number 1 at Saratoga and/or Del Mar to qualify each Saturday and Sunday. Win or lose, the player will receive a $10 bonus for each race in which they participate. Saratoga max bonus is $100 and will be awarded for the Travers. Del Mar max bonus is $80 and will be awarded for the Pacific Classic. DRFBets members that participate in all of the races in the meet can earn up to a $180 bonus. Now let's throw up the field for the Grade 1 Diana Stakes. You can access free formulator past performances on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take this field in post-position order. Chad Brown has 42-point-something% of the field with the number 1 Sister Charlie, the 9-5 morning line favorite. Let's talk about Sister Charlie, Mike. Grade 1 Stakes winner in her seasonal debut in the Jenny Wiley. Just a beautiful ride from John Velasquez that day. And last time out in the New York, John was kind of put in a tough spot when you fall 30 lengths behind.
Yeah, she got very far back out running that race, which was a little surprising, I guess. The pace was fast. There were a couple of long shots just out there winging it early. And at the end of the day, you know what? Her stablemate, 4-Star Crook, got the jump on her. It seemed like Sister Charlie maybe just took a little too long to kick it into gear. She was gaining pretty quickly at the end of that race, but it was too late. She was only second best at a very short price. Personally, I thought she was disappointing last time. On the other hand, I thought that she was unbelievable in the Jenny Wiley winning that race, and I have to give her one more chance in the Diana, just because she was so good in the Jenny Wiley first off the layoff that I find it hard to believe that she just can't run.
She's not a great gate horse, and as such usually puts herself behind the 8-ball. Does that concern you? I don't see certainly a supersonic pace like we saw in the New York. I don't even see a really hot pace. I think we'll get a fair pace, but her main competition, horses like Proctor's Ledge, horses like New Money Honey, and perhaps most importantly, horses like A Raving Beauty might get the jump on her.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be the concern with her. If she's going to be a really short price once again in the Diana, and I feel there's a chance that she is. But I just sort of feel like I get that, she doesn't break great. If she can get a trip more like the one she got in the Jenny Wiley, where, that pace wasn't blazing. She did not get outrun in that race. If you can pull a trip more like that one on Saturday, I just think she's going to be really tough for this field to handle.
Number 2 is Proctor's Ledge, 4-1 on the morning line. This filly really took it to another level at Saratoga last year, sweeping through the Grade 3 Lake George and the Grade 2 Lake Placid. And she acquitted herself quite well last time out on the Belmont Stakes undercard in the Grade 1 Just a Game. While beaten by A Raving Beauty, she ran well. She did get a very good trip.
Yeah, I thought that she ran fine last time, and I think Proctor's Ledge is a very nice horse. I think she'll get another good trip in this race. The question you have to ask yourself if you want to take her in here is, can she make up, it's not a huge difference, but can she make up the difference on A Raving Beauty? Because as you just sort of pointed out, they basically got the same trip in the Just a Game. A Raving Beauty went a little bit ahead of her in the stretch and was better than Proctor's Ledge at the end of the day, but Proctor's Ledge ran well to be second in that.
2 ways to look at Chad's number 3, New Money Honey, 8-1 on the morning line. One is we know she's talented, Grade 1 Stakes winner at 2, Grade 1 Stakes winner at 3, and she's only going to improve in her second start off of a long layoff, and at 8-1 you're supposed to be getting down. The other way to look at her is, well, she hasn't really gotten much faster since early in her 3-year-old campaign. Will she ever get much faster?
Yeah, that is the real question. I agree with you. She's a talented horse. I wonder if we've seen the best of New Money Honey already, and if we have, she's just not good enough to win this race. On the other hand, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt for the race off the layoff last time. It wasn't a great field, but that was the kind of field where you just felt like Castellano could have just put her right on the lead if he wanted to, and she would have won for fun. He elected to rate her. She worked pretty hard to run down the runner-up in that race special event at the end, but she did get it done. If I was Chad Brown and I was giving Castellano a leg up this time, I would tell him to put her on the front.
I think that's a very wise choice, because we'll get to the other 2 potential pace setters in a moment, and both have serious question marks. The horse she beat last time out, certainly useful for Shug, came back to run second in the Eatontown Stakes, a graded race at Monmouth with a 91 buyer. The 4 War Canoe scored last time out, getting through her New York-bred connections, but is just taking a humongous rise in class. She's tough to recommend.
I'm going to give her the respect that she deserves for finding improved form for Gary Contessa late last year and carrying it on to this year, but she's in way over her head.
The number 5 Ultra Brat just simply freaked over a boggy turf course last time out on Preakness weekend. It was the Grade 3 Gallaret. You can make an argument that the turf course shouldn't have even been used that day. Ultra Brat ran away and hid. Take that 100 Beyer speed figure with a grain of salt, please. Another problem could be this potential distance. It might be a little far for Ultra Brat as well. That being said, she has shown useful form on firm turf, and I think Joel Rosario is going to be kind of aggressive here. If New Money Honey doesn't go, Hawksmoor might not be the same Hawksmoor we saw last year. Maybe Ultra Brat assumes an easy early lead. Perhaps a win is out of reach, but I think she'll outrun her odds.
All very good points, all points that I happen to agree with 100%. I'm not totally convinced that she's good enough to beat a field like this one, especially at 1 1/8 miles. But she's a little bit underrated, and she can get the right trip in this race. She's a real wild card in here.
She was going to run in the Dr. Penny Memorial, a race which probably was better from a class standpoint, and because of the heat here in the East and Mid-Atlantic region, that race was canceled, so she is rerouted to this tougher Grade 1. The number 6 is a raving beauty, and these folks bought her for about $265,000 over the winter, and all she's done is just look super in both North American starts for Chad Brown. She won the Just a Game last time out, despite throwing a fit before the race, unseating the jock before the start, but her great tactical speed gives her a big edge in these kind of races.
Yeah, and that's the most surprising thing about her, to me anyway, is that in her first 2 starts over here, coming over, after 17 races overseas, she has real good tactical speed. I mean, she gets forward right from the start in her races, and she just keeps up tracking paces, and then she can really finish at the end. She's been very impressive, I think, in both of her first 2 starts for Chad. Now she's going to stretch out to 1 1/8 miles, and I do think she's facing a better field this time. But this horse is good.
What about the 1 1/8 miles? I know she won in Germany over there at the distance, but they really didn't try her at these longer distances too often. Do you think her punch is more effective at slightly shorter distance, or with her running style, she's going to get the jump, she'll have a fair chance to win it?
I think she will have a fair chance to win, and I will admit that I'm to being a little bit skeptical about her taking on more distance, if only because in that Just a Game last time, and I thought that she ran well in there. She never really got away from that field at the end. She took the race over relatively easily. She never got away at the end. So I do wonder how far she wants to go. But, I mean, there's no denying she's a huge contender.
Number 7, Hawksmoor completes the field for Julien Leparoux and Arnaud Delacour, 6-1 on the morning line. Let's take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector, Mike. And this is a situation that Hawksmoor knows very well. She gets to go out to the lead, she controls the pace, and her best performances come with this scenario, as in last year's Grade 2 New York and Grade 3 Beaugay Stakes. That being said, in her 2 starts this year, I know you can make excuses. She got beat at odds on at Laurel, but it was her first start off the layoff, and she might have been short. And last time out, she stumbled at the start and never could obtain that good forward position. But I just don't like the way she's traveled in either one of those races, and I wonder if she's the same mare that did those good things in 2017.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same concerns about this horse. Even as good as she was when she got over here in 2016 and in 2017, it is worth pointing out those 2 wins in New York last year, both times just absolutely loose on the lead in those races. Maybe she makes the front here, but I don't think she's just going to walk on the lead against this kind of a field. And it just concerns me that in her 2 races this year, she just hasn't run well. I get the excuses you could make for her. She has not run well in those races.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the DRFBets Saturday race of the day. You're going with Sister Charlie. She's got that potent kick, and you think she'll run these down.
I just got to give her one more chance, Dan. She was too good in the Jenny Wiley for me to just give up on her.
Taking a little stab with Ultra Brat. Certainly not off what we saw at Pimlico, because I don't even know how you're supposed to rate that race or give a figure to it. But I think she's going to control the pace in here. I think she's going to take it to Hawksmoor and New Money Honey. And if she doesn't win it, maybe she lasts for a piece at what I think will be a pretty big price. She's pretty good on firm turf. We'll see if she gets the 1 1/8 miles. I'll stab at her 8-1 on the morning line. But I'm also using a lot of Sister Charlie in multiple race wagers. And I guess I'd also have to use the 6, a Raving Beauty. Who else are you using in the multis, or are you leaning on Sister Charlie?
I'm pretty much Chad in this race. A Raving Beauty and Sister Charlie are my 2 main horses in the race. Anybody else would only be backups in here. I like your thinking with Ultra Brat. I kind of want to get her involved somewhere. I just don't know if I think she's good enough, Dan.
Let's take a look at the latest offer for DRFBets one more time. Really interesting. The Weekend Warrior Bonus Series. It's open on Saturday and Sunday. Bet $25 on race 1 at either Saratoga and Del Mar and earn all kinds of points, up to a $180 bonus for Travers and Pacific Classic. Remember, DRFBets, members only for the Weekend Warrior bonus series. Approximate post time for the Grade 1 Diana Stakes, 6:18 Eastern on Saturday. Best of luck.